Good morning students, welcome back to the class 11 subject accounts. And in today's video we are going to do one more sum of trial balance, and this will be the last question for the trial balance. For solving purpose, you have to write from the board itself, take a pause option, write all the questions from the left hand side, and then you have to solve on right hand side by yourself. So in today's video we are going to solve simple question. As in last video I have shown you the full concept of how you can get debit and credit. First we have seen that question, and in that question we have prepared journal entries, and then from journal entries we have prepared ledgers, and then ledger balance has been transferred to trial balance in the end on the top side. If you have seen the video, you would have understood that concept. Now in today's video we are doing a simple question where you have to just identify the debit and credit transactions, and amount has to be mentioned over here. So let's begin with the question. I'll go writing one by one, but you should be identifying what is debit and credit from your side. It is been I have not written the title, but this is the question of 2018 March 31st 2018 in the books of Rajesh. So I would write on trial balance as on 31st March 2018. This 2018 concept has to be written in on the top of any transaction. It is an S one because it is going on concept. So we are going into the question. First we have to start with the questioning. Here in hand it has been said in left hand side, name of the account, amount, name of the account and amount. All the things are being mentioned in your question frame. Just you need to identify the credit and debit, and then you have to write the concept. So let's begin with the first part, cash in hand. Cash in hand is ultimately an on asset side, it goes on asset side. That's why it is considered as debit. So you have to write directly over there as a debit balance. I'm writing here. I'll write a little bit smaller because the space issue will occur. Cash in hand. I'm writing amount directly as 45,000. On credit side, the amount will not be there, but I have done directly because you can understand that how it is debited and credited. This first thing has to be understood by yourself. Now, second part is bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is ultimately a credit concept. Bank overdraft is a credit concept where you have taken the benefits from the bank, and the bank has provided you a certain amount as knowing on the concept. Now, opening stock. Opening stock is ultimately stock. Stock is ultimately a debtor, so it can be coming under debit. Purchase. Purchase is also going on debit side. Always remember, purchase is coming on debit side. When purchase return means you have sold, you have got the product from a different customer. Okay. Sorry, different client ultimately. We can say that the supplier has provided a product to us. What happens? Some product can be defected, so I give back that product to the supplier. That is considered as purchase return. Purchase return always goes on credit side. We remember, purchase comes on debit, purchase return goes on credit. Whereas sales goes on credit side, whereas sales return goes on debit side. सेल्स रिटर्न में क्या होता है, आप जो प्रोडक्ट बेचते हो सामने वाला उसको वापस कर देता है, वो है आपका सेल्स रिटर्न. ट्रैवलिंग एक्सपेंसेस अल्टीमेटली कम्स अंडर डेबिट, सो बी रिटन ऑन दैट डेबिट साइड. Discount allowed and discount received both are different. Discount allowed means debit, whereas discount received means credit. machinery is an asset, that's why it is considered as debit. Whereas land and buildings is also an debit, because land and buildings are fixed and these are considered as fixed assets. Now debtors are also in debit. Creditors itself says that credit. Bills receivable is debit. Bills payable is credit. Capital is credit. Drawings. Be careful with the word drawings. Drawings is ultimately a debit because it's an expenses for the business. Debit. Rent is also an debit. Salary is also an debit. But loans in bracket it is itself said that credit. That's why it is considered as credit balance. Now in the last, interest on loan is an debit balance. So this much has to be written on the trial balance. I had started with the first. I have classified that debit, credit. You should write it by your own if possible. But it's my duty to solve all the questions and make a total perfect. So I'll do that. Let's begin with the bank overdraft. I'm writing here. I'll write a small one so you can understand easily. Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft amount is 80,000. So I'm dashing on debit side and writing credit side 80,000. Next is opening stock. So I'm writing as opening stock, which is come under the title of debit as 2 lakh rupees. Now next part is purchase. Purchase is on debit side. So I'm writing purchase here also. Purchase amount will be of 8 lakh rupees. Credit, no amount will be mentioned. Next is purchase return. So in purchase return it is 20,000, which is credit side. I am writing here also. Purchase return 20,000. But sometimes I will do one more thing here. On sales side, be careful with this. Now, as I have written purchase return here also, and I have made separate trial balance, but sometimes in trial balance, both amount are being mentioned, debit and credit. So be careful with this word. On purchase, if it is said purchase 88 lakhs and purchase return 20,000, the amount on both sides has been mentioned. That means one is return and one is purchase. So be careful with this. I am doing for sales, so you will understand that concept. Now it has been said sales. Sales is always on credit side. Sales return is always on debit side. What I will do, I will write here sales. Only writing sales. Because sales return will be understood because the balance will be on debit side. So what I am writing here I am writing 50,000 and 13 lakhs. As I am saying that both balance can be titled under the sales. Just you need to be quick and assured that the debit balance showcases sales return, whereas credit is showing that they have sold the product in the business. So I have said to you that in purchase I have made a separate entries, whereas in sales I made the 2 entries into one. Here sales return and sales are being entered into one column itself. Because while writing the trial balance, you can do this also. It will be an easiest form, but many times people face lot of problems because of totaling. So what they can do, they can write separately. The both options are available. You write a single and enter debit and credit on both sides for a same transaction. Same transaction means sales, purchase. Only sales and purchase can be done as a debit and credit. You should not try any other form. Just do this for sales return and purchase return, sales return. you can do this transaction on debit and credit for sales and purchase itself. I am clear for myself and you are understanding that thing also, I hope so. Now we are writing on traveling expenses. Traveling expenses is on debit side 18,000. Discount allowed here also you can identify allowed and received. Allowed amount comes under debit side and received come under credit side. But I am writing separately. I just want to show you that how sales and discount and purchase having an impact. You should know the effects. I am writing separately because it demands them. Allowed is on debit side as 6,000 and received is on credit side 15,000. The amount has been specifically written on the board. Now we are going into the machinery concept. Machinery account or machinery. Machinery means of 24 2,40,000 as it is on debit side. Then I can carry forward lands and buildings, traders, creditors, bills payable, bills receivable, capital, drawings, land sales. Till here I can do a basic transactions paper. Now land and buildings, then debtors, then creditors, then bills receivable, then bills payable, then capital, then drawings, I have written the title and I am going with the balance of machinery. Okay, so I am writing the balance now for land and building. Land and building amount is 5 lakh. Debtors is 184,000. Creditors is 85,000. Then bills receivable is 28,500. Bills payable is 10,500. Capital is on credit side as 6 lakh rupees. Then drawings are being given. Drawings are ultimately a debit as 60,000. Then rent has been given. Rent is of 37,000 and salaries are of 36,000 respectively. Last is loan and interest on loan. I'll write it over here. No worries about that, impact will not come, but all the entries will be coming. Now, loans. It has been already mentioned on credit, that's why we have to write it on credit side as 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh. Last is interest on loan. Interest on loan. I hope you are seeing this. Interest on loans. The amount will be on debit side as 12,000. Then you have to make a total from your side. I will not write a total over there because it would not be visible to you, but I will share the answer with you. This much answer should have come. The answer will be on both sides, answer will be 221,6,500. If you get on both sides the same answer, your impact is correct, your trial balance is correct. I have one more question for you, but it will be shared later on, or I will give you on WhatsApp itself, so you can solve out. That question is related to correct the trial balance, because sometimes the people enter the wrong trial balance, the amount goes on credit side instead of debit side. This kind of problems are to be solved by writing. The total will be correct, but ultimately the impact or the transactions which has to be written on debit or credit, it is getting wrong. So this type of entry is considered as rectification of error. This rectification of errors are to be done by you itself. I'll give you the question through WhatsApp messages for writing purpose or practical purpose. You can write it, the trial balance impact, in your notebook. This much concept has to be done by you. I'll be aside for a few seconds, so you can write it by your own. Okay. In today's lecture, we have gone with the simple question answers and having some tricks here also. From next lecture, I'll start a new chapter known as depreciation. In that, we will discuss about the fixed assets and the different concepts of how we reduce or how we calculate the depreciation from fixed assets. That's it for today. Thank you.